Hello, ladies. Thank you for coming today to the workshop for repairing families. If you feel that you're just having some minor troubles or major troubles or something in between, we're going to use the family therapy concepts and methods, 11th edition, by Michael P. Nichols with Sean D. Davis as our guideline today and for the next few weeks when we meet. This is an 8-week course. We're going to meet for an hour on Wednesdays from 5 to 6. And at the end of this 8-week course, we're going to be including your family members into another 8-week version if you want to go forward with that. But Nichols, in this book that we're going to be working with, you all get worksheets to go along with different exercises that we'll focus on. We are going to use Bowen, Bowen, and his theory on working with families. So let's start. Maybe you want to know a little bit about the goals of Bowenians. Don't try to change people. So I'm not here to change you or your family members, nor are they much interested in solving problems. Okay, so I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life and how to do it. Self-determination is very important. We're here more as a coach, guide, and support for and encouraging maybe a different view on what you've been viewing. So we're going to trace patterns of family problems, means paying attention to process and structure. Process refers to patterns of your emotional reactivity. Structure meaning to interlocking networks of triangles like yourself, your husband, and your child. Maybe, perhaps, there's something going on there and how you kind of bounce off each other. So we're going to do this week, I'm going to just give you an overview right now, is this week we're going to work on genograms. And it's a schematic diagram showing family members and their relationships to one another, including like their ages, dates of marriage, deaths, geographical locations. Men are represented by squares, and women we're going to use circles, and their ages inside the figures. Horizontal lines indicate the marriages with the date of the marriage written on the line, and then vertical lines connect parents with children. So we're going to do that about 3 generations, and this is kind of like an example diagram. You can see that. Okay, so sorry for that interruption. That was the example genograms, and we're going to work on that after the introduction today, and then next week and the weeks following, I just want to go over what we're going to do after that, is working directly out of our text. We're going to be doing neutralizing triangles. So if a therapist can remain free, which I'm going to be working with you guys, so you can call me Letitia. We don't have to do this therapist, Dr. Taylor or anything, just call me Letitia. But I'm just going to read how, but in the sense here, yes, I am the therapist, and you guys are the clients, if you want to call yourselves, or just people. Give me your names. We can be very comfortable here. No reason to be so formal. But I'm just going to read directly from the text, and it says, if a therapist can remain free, of the emotional reactivity families bring to therapy, clients will be better able to reduce their emotionality and begin to think more clearly about their problems. So, I cannot be triggered by your emotions, and it's difficult in relationships, therapeutic ones as well. We can get very involved in our clients, and we like that because we're connecting and we feel that. We have to kind of step back as therapists, so I'm not being unempathetic, if you notice, but call me on it. And I'll just tell you, this is where we try to remain neutral, okay? The danger is that same process of emotional triangulation families use to stabilize their conflicts will engulf the therapist, okay? So, we want to resolve. We don't want to kind of consume each other and go down the tubes as one. If so, therapy will be stalemated. On the other hand, if therapy can remain free of reactive emotional entanglements, in other words, stay de-triangled, the family system and its members will calm down to the point where they can begin to work out their dilemmas. Okay, so it is the calming, less anxiety, more rational thinking. And families are very know about even subtle body movements, eye rolls and such can be taken more and exaggerated by family members than they would the average person. So then on our third week when we meet, we're going to process questions. And each family member is asked a series of questions aimed at toning down emotion and fostering objective reflection. So process questions are also used to help manage and neutralize triangles, including the potential triangles that may develop between the therapist and various family members. The process question is aimed at calming anxiety and gaining access to information on how the family perceives the problem and how the mechanisms driving the problem operate. If process questions decrease anxiety, people will be better able to think clearly. This clarity allows them to discover more potential options. Okay, can be more flexible for managing their problems. And then week 3, would that be week 3? Yeah, 1, 2, no, 3. This will be week 4. We're going to work on relationship experiments. So this is going to be fun. We're going to do a little experimenting. And here, relationship experiments are carried out across structural alterations and key triangles. The goal is to help family members become aware of systems, processes, and learn to recognize their own role in them. So where am I in this? Where am I? And you say to yourself, where am I? Where is Jennifer? Where is Katie? Where are you in this family dynamic, this triangle? Pursuers are encouraged to restrain their pursuits, stop making demands, decrease pressure for emotional connection, and see what happens in themselves and in their relationship. This exercise isn't designed to be a magic cure, as some people hope, but to help clarify the emotional processes involved. Distancers are encouraged to move toward their partners and communicate personal thoughts and feelings. In other words, to find an alternative to avoiding or the other person. So if you distance yourself, typically you avoid, then you try to do the opposite. And then that it can be very difficult to do. And if you're an in-your-face type of person, like, yeah, tell me, where were you until 3 o'clock in the morning, and it doesn't end until 6 a.m., then, you would stop doing that, essentially. You would do the opposite. And then the week after, we're going to do coaching. And coaching is the Bowenian alternative to the more emotional involved role common to other forms of therapy by acting as a coach. The Bowenian therapist hopes to avoid taking over for clients or becoming embroiled in family triangles. Coaching doesn't mean telling people what to do, okay? So it means asking questions, designed to help people figure out family emotional processes and their role in them. Okay. Um, Lastly, in our group, ladies, we are going to do the I position. An I position is a calm and clear statement of personal opinion. In situations of increased tension, it often has a stabilizing effect of one person to be able to detach from the emotionality and adapt to an I position, taking a personal stance, saying what you feel instead of what others are doing, is one of the most direct ways to break cycles of emotional reactivity. It's the difference between saying you're lazy and, well, I wish you would help me more. Or between you are always spoiling the children, and I think we should be stricter with them. It's a big difference. So let's get started with our geograms. Thank you.